Hi guys, and welcome back. Today I'm going to be speaking on a couple of scams that are actually executed in Mexico. They're oldies but goodies and worth mentioning. The first one would be if you're a business owner, basically they'll extort you in a manner of social media. They'll put your business out there. They'll cause a boycott until you pay your actual ransom, so they can lay off you. And the way it works is basically they'll send a person to your place of business, and they'll kind of hang around. The majority of the time, it'll probably be almost like a homeless looking person, and they're equipped with actual, like special effects like blood and stuff, for it to seem like an accident. Do is they'll hang outside the actual business, kind of, or not in front, but kind of around, and they'll wait for the actual, either like a manager type or actual the owners of the actual establishment. Say for example, you have like a internet cafe, right? And then they'll kind of just keep an eye out for anybody of importance from from that actual establishment to kind of get close to him as much as possible. And as soon as they get close enough, they'll pretend to fall and actually hurt themselves and make a scene. Of course, people are around to take pictures to witness the actual event, but in reality, they'll make it seem like the owner actually pushed them out of that actual establishment, pushed them away from the front of the establishment. Um, One ruse is that the actual homeless person is asking for some kind of donation for some food, or actually some food in itself, and the actual owner, the proprietor, will actually come out and push the actual homeless person out of the front of the actual establishment, causing this individual to fall and bleed. And from there, they'll start extorting the actual business and letting them know that they're going to take it to Facebook and you're going to boycott that actual establishment if they don't pay a certain amount of money. Uh, they'll accuse the actual owner of pushing the actual homeless person into the floor. And it's a big show. It's a big show. And before you know it, they'll leak out a little bit of the actual video, just enough to get the crowd going, right? But in reality, you've done nothing wrong, and everybody starts giving you a hard time. Your phone can't stop ringing from actual, from threats of boycott and threat and physical threats too, until you actually pay off that actual extortion. And yeah, if you have video, that's fine. But we all know how trolls can be. We all know how people are just going to be haters, and they don't care if you do have videos showing that you didn't push anybody. I mean, the damage is already done. You have to pay for the extortion, and the damage is done. And hopefully, you try to recuperate, some kind of, cut your losses and try to actually try to correct the actual situation. But if you don't have the media's help, if you don't have any kind of influence, what good is that going to have you to have that video? People are still going to look at you bad. They're going to think that you're actual a slime ball for actually pushing this guy actually out of the establishment because he's trying to, ask for, for donations, or for, yeah, donations. So that's one way that actually they extort you with fake, injuries. Of course, they're not going to sue you. It's not like the U.S. where anybody can sue. Down there it takes a little bit more than that, a little bit more common sense, to tell you the truth. And so, the second one is it's an actual. I think this was a gem right here. Okay, so, um, this primarily will be trying to execute this actual plan anywhere like in a downtown environment where there's a morning rush hour, one-way streets, and an afternoon rush hour too. But primarily going to hit you up in the morning so you can take care of this actual situation before you get off work or before you even arrive to work. And since these are long one-way roads into downtown, they know who cars pass through there, and they do their homework. They do their actual surveillance, counter surveillance. Who they know which ones to pick out, right? So, say for example, you're barely driving into downtown. The first stoplight, these are all in sequence. These actual stop lights, they're in sequence to let the traffic flow, at a pace. And say, for example, you get to your first stop, right? Your first stop light, you're sitting there waiting for the light to turn green on you. And a pedestrian kind of gets your attention, fairly not very, very obvious, trying to just get your attention to actually take notice of a problem. And they'll start flagging you down. They'll start pointing at some section of your vehicle. They'll start pointing at your fender. They'll start actually trying to get your attention to let you know that something's wrong with your actual fender. And that way you can acknowledge that there's actually a situation going on outside your vehicle. And once they get your attention, they'll mumble a couple of things and kind of point towards your a wheel or your fender, your front bumper, and your light's gonna turn green already. So you proceed to to your next block to get to your actual destination. And then the next block, of course, there's somebody else, totally somebody different, trying to wave you down, get your attention, and then kind of focus on your wheel. Now they're trying to let you know something's wrong with your wheel, with your suspension or your alignment. Something's actually not right with your vehicle. So now they've got it in your head that something's up with your vehicle. What now? You know what I mean? Do I pull over? You can't pull over because it's kind of rush hour coming in. And so you acknowledge it, you tell him thanks. Yeah, guys have a couple of words. He'll let you know maybe, hey, your wheel's loose or something's actually sticking out from your actual alignment or your front differential. They'll put in the idea already in your mind that it's something serious of that matter that's going on with your front end of your vehicle. Now, the third person that's actually going to make contact with you, now they're going to be a little bit more thorough, and they're going to put some kind of idea into your head. Anything they can say, who are you? You're not a mechanic, something in the actual, oh, okay, your shock it blew out, your shock blew out, you're dragging it, blah, blah, blah. They'll tell you a specific thing that's wrong with you, and now it's more serious. They're taking the time to actually explain it to you, and then they'll just wave to the local mechanic at that corner, and they'll direct you into his actual shop. And from there they can say about anything because you're in the actual vehicle, so you're not going to be able to see exactly what's going on. And they'll tell you, hey, you know what, when you're driving, this thing's popping out, you got to get it fixed or else you're going to cause more damage. And of course, you want to get to work, you want to actually take care of it before you get back on the road that afternoon. So of course you're going to fall for their scam. All these events have happened, and all these actual sequences, um every block, someone's actually trying to help you, but in reality, they're all in cahoots. They're all in the same actual execution of this actual plan to scam you, to have you leave the vehicle there, to have them repair it when there's nothing to be repaired. But that's the way they'll actually function this actual scam. And they're not going to charge you a lot because the fact that, hey, they want the quick money. How many times are they going to do it again? They want to set up for the next actual victim because you've already fallen for it. And if you're able actually to scam 10 people that morning, that's 10 jobs. You're not gonna have to no overhead, no any kind of time for it. Just, hey, leave it here. We'll take care of it for you. Your best interest is to just have it done before you get off work, and that's how they get you. I think it's a gem of an actual. It's well coordinated. Everybody has their role, and it works. Okay, guys, I just want to bring this oldies but goodies, bring it up to your guys' attention. Okay, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe.